So the other day, I had a conversation with a new friend of mine about what it's like to be basically outside of the left-right paradigm, not a Trump supporter or a leftist, and trying to share the real truths that we see in the world with people. And I thought that he had some really good points about the whole topic, so I wanted to share them here.
That's one thing that, disappointed me about the whole truth thing. Like, I was like all excited at first because when I first started this, like 17 years ago, like I literally did not even have a smartphone. Like, I would just read transcripts and books and, I would read a lot and a lot and I just couldn't stop. But then when I found people on Facebook actually had like truth pages, back then you could barely find anybody, like maybe one or two other pages, and you were like, oh man, that's crazy. There's another person in the truth. And then like probably around when the fake scandemic hit, then everybody started having profiles. I was like, oh, this is cool, and I started adding people started adding me, but then I started seeing like these big-headed truthers trying to come in, and they're trying to tell me stuff I already know and sound like they're super intelligent. Then you got people trying to look sexy for likes, people trying to grow their page, and I mean, it's just so many people doing it for the wrong reasons.
So, do you have any suggestions of like people who are like truthers, on the internet with a platform, like a, kind of a big platform who you would think are kind of like just in it for the fame and the money and whatnot?
I mean, of course, Stu Peters is one of them. He started off as like I guess, a so-called rapper. His lyrics sucked, but
they're gonna know the name Stuart Peters, from the grassroots music to influence on big screens and movie theaters.
And then he was on some kind of bounty hunter show or something like that. And a lot of these, oh yeah, Russell, what the hell is his name? Russell Brand? Is that his name? He's got so many photos where he's throwing up the signs and everything else. And then of course Elon acting like he's releasing stuff on Twitter. And of course Alex Jones. Those are the main ones. Like anyone that just pops up out of nowhere and just gets these millions of followers. Like, man, I was out here marching on the streets, like, just waking people up, going in the crowds, in the supermarket, what I'm saying, at the ball games, wherever I could even go. Like doing this out of raw passion because I was so angry that our food was being poisoned, our air was being poisoned and everything else going on. I'm just like, I see these people like doing it for likes. I'm like, man, like this is getting pretty out of hand and yelling at each other. I'm like, yeah, how do we expect to ever come together in the end if we're all just going to continue to argue? And that's the one thing that really kind of gets me about the whole situation. So that's why when someone starts arguing with me, I just block them immediately. I'm done with that nonsense for sure.